After 2 on the road, just how good will it be to be back at home?
It's always great to be back home in the Big 12. Huge advantage playing in front of your home fans, and special night for us honoring the seniors. It's always an emotional, exciting day. And as far as after the last couple tough losses by a bucket, obviously we're ready to try to get a win and get that feeling out.
I guess kind of what do you see from Oklahoma State? Obviously, they coming off a big win.
Yeah, Oklahoma State's just like Colorado, playing better basketball this time of year. Cincinnati, some teams have injuries late, or some teams aren't playing as well, and some are trending up. And obviously, you beat Iowa State at home. That's a heck of accomplishment, but it really starts with they play really aggressive defense and really get a lot of points in transition off the turnovers they create. So we got to take care of the basketball, and then they do a really good job getting it inside to Usman, and he's coming off a game of 25 points, 3 for 5 from 3 against Iowa State. And then Bryce Thompson, I think he's been around since the league was founded, it seems like. Really good player, and still doing what he does, and that is score and affect the game on both ends of the court. And then their point guard, Dean, is somebody that 7th in the nation in forcing, or 7th nation in steals, so he puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the ball, and does a great job getting steals, which help them get out in deflections, which help them get out in transition. And they play a lot of guys and bring a lot of energy, and Coach has done a really good job with blending so many new guys.
You mentioned it, I think, after the game the other day, but in the second half, you felt like y'all played a lot better. What things can you kind of lean into that y'all did well?
Well, first 10 minutes, we played really well, 22-17. Second half, 41-30, played really well, and it was really the 10-minute stretch where it was 22-4. And we had missed a couple layups, missed a couple open shots. And you would take that every day of the week. Got to get more offensive rebounds to offset that. Got to get to the free throw line more. And most importantly, got to get more stops where you can get in transition and get some easies during those times where you're getting good looks, you're just not making them.
How tough is it on Norchad right now in terms of being the big guy out there, and then
the big guy,
the big guy, and also trying to stay out of foul trouble?
Yeah, I mean he's done a great job because his biggest one of his biggest strengths is his motor and his aggression and his toughness, and sometimes that aggression and toughness obviously lead to fouls as well. And he's somebody that you want to be aggressive, you want to play at that high speed, because he gets so many rebounds, does so many positive things. You just got to make sure the foolish fouls, and he's cut down on those, but still each game he's in foul trouble. There's probably one we could get rid of.
When it comes to trying to get in transition more and get easies, how much do you have to balance that with how short your bench is these days?
Well, I tell you, if we can stay at 7 and we can stay healthy at 7 and we can keep practicing and getting rhythm together at 7, 7's enough. And Marino and Jason both are getting more comfortable with their roles, and that gives you a little more opportunity and freedom to do some things. What's been hard for us is just not being at 7 and not being a healthy 7 to game in, game out, practice in, practice out. Hopefully we can get that. We've had a good week this week after the last loss, and again played good 30 minutes. Now you just got to do it for 40.
Did Jason's role change much when Josh went down as far as what he had to prepare for? Did he kind of have to start focusing elsewhere and kind of had to start back from square one or something?
Not just, I guess, the fact that when those 7 are healthy, that's predominantly who we're playing. So if you're in for 1 minute, you got to be able to handle it and be able to perform, and then come to the bench and be good with that role, whatever, to help the team. And obviously, each game things change because there's been games where Jason's played. First time we played Cincinnati, he played a lot more minutes and did a really good job. And Marino, it's not easy playing on the road, and he's got a little experience, and hopefully both those guys, when their numbers are called, they're ready to help, and whatever capacity that is. But this time of year, teams normally are going to play 7, 8, 9, but it's going to be your top 7, 8, or 9, and you're really not into trying to expand the roles unless you have to.
Scott, the last few years, y'all have been, a high seed. This year, if you look at the projections, it'd be a little bit lower. How important are these last 3 games just to kind of build your case a little bit more?
Well, first, it's critical that we get some wins and get some momentum, and go into the tournament feeling good about ourselves and where we're going and what we're doing and how we're doing it. So tough losses are probably the hardest things to get over because you second-guessed every play, every opportunity. I mean, it's one shot. So you make one, you win. They miss one, you win. But at the end of the day, all that adversity, if it doesn't break you, makes you stronger, makes you better. And hopefully, again, we can put it together for 40 minutes on Saturday and start to trend in a better direction.
Sign of the times that the senior class is what it is, I guess. Yeah. I mean, none of them have been here more than like a year or two, right?
Yeah.
What will that be like?
Senior day used to be completely different. You'd be with a player for 4 or 5 years, and a lot more emotion goes into those situations, I think, on all parties. At the end of the day, though, I think Baylor University does a great job instilling our mission, our culture, and people feel like it's home even if it's for 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, 12 months. You look at the players we've had that have been one and done. Even last year, like Ray J, he still comes back, still texts. So people are all involved. It's just, as a coach, it's a little different when you spend 4 or 5 years with one player. Obviously, you go through more together. And then when you see them come out for the last time and know that this is the only uniform they put on, they get the Baylor degree. It is different.
They're doing senior night tomorrow. What will that be like for you? Obviously, you spent most of your time at Duke, but is that an emotional experience thinking about, the fact that this part of your basketball journey is nearing an end?
Yeah, it's definitely something I'm thinking about, but not too much. I just want to kind of finish off the season strong, make this run in this tournament, do what we have to do. But it's definitely an emotional time. Obviously, I've been in college for a long time, spent my time at Duke, and then now here. It's just been a great experience. Just everything that I've been through, ups and downs, just going to grow me as a person and make me better in the future. So,
Jeremy, these last 3 games, y'all been right there. What will it take to just kind of get over the hump there and get a win? Because tomorrow's big as it stands now.
Just honing in on the details. I feel like doing a good job just kind of bringing it together. The adversity that we faced all this season will kind of help us through these moments. I think it's shaping our team in a good way, and we're going to make this run in March for sure. But just super excited to get out there and to get a win. Don't try to put any added pressure on anybody like, oh, we need this win, we need this win. Just go out there and play Baylor basketball, and the rest will take care of itself.
You had a stretch there where you had 6 straight points for the team. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you could have more of those kind of, moments where, you're not in the zone, but just where you're, where shots are going and you're really contributing?
Yeah, for sure. feel like that's what this team needs out of me for sure. I feel like just moving on forward, just keeping that confidence, keeping that rhythm going will be a big thing down the stretch. Definitely felt good for some of those shots to fall, obviously in a row. But most importantly, just want to come out with the win. It doesn't really matter if I'm scoring, just doing whatever it takes to win, whether it's defense, offense, passing, getting stops, getting the rebounds, deflections, just trying to do anything it takes to win. And I feel like just with that mindset, like everything will take care of itself. Then at that point, the shots will start to fall and stuff, and I'll just be in that zone.
And there's times when you're shooting that little, pull-up elbow jumper that I get like Chris Paul vibes, like has that always been a weapon in your game, like the mid-range shot?
Yeah, it's been something that I don't want to say I like just perfected, but just a very comfortable shot for me. I mean, a lot of guys critique the mid-range nowadays, and I feel like the best scorers always can score at 3 levels. Obviously now with analytics and stuff like that, you want the 3, you want the layup or the dunk or whatever, but I feel like if that's what the defense is giving you, the mid-range, and I feel like that's something that I work on a lot throughout my offseason and throughout the season. I feel like that's one of my most comfortable shots, and I made big time plays throughout my career with the mid-range, and I feel like that's just something that's it's just hard to guard because everybody's just expecting you to either shoot a 3 or get the layup, but not really expecting you to just stop on the dime and just get to your spots and pull up and raise over the top. So
there's a lot on Norchad's plate right now, having to be, as Scott said, the big. Mm-hmm. And then, he's constantly or fighting foul trouble. How are y'all trying to help him both stay in the game and just help him with whatever he needs help on? Yeah,
I mean, Norchad's doing a great job just being that anchor for us. I mean, Josh went down, so he's really our only big right now. I just think just doing different schemes, doing stuff like that, guards, just keeping guys out of the paint and stuff like that will help him out a lot. Obviously, sometimes he might get a little too handsy on offense or on a defensive rebound and stuff like that. So just trying to keep his mind right that we need you on the floor, and if you have to not give up some possessions or just give up just being that aggressive because it will do us wonders in the long run just to have him out on the floor and not just pick up any cheap fouls. But I think he's been doing a great job. He hasn't been complaining about anything. Just doing whatever the team asks him to do: rebound, score, pass. So it's been good.
They're doing senior night obviously tomorrow. What will that mean for you? Will that be a lot of emotion?
I wouldn't say emotion, but just I feel like I'd just be grateful for the opportunity, grateful just for this experience, just to be able to play all 4 years, just grateful to be at Baylor University. I was looking up and just when I remember as a kid just watching Baylor on TV and then, just being where my feet are sometimes, actually realizing this morning I was realizing dang, I'm really at Baylor, it's crazy. So yeah, just being grateful.
And if I'm thinking right, you may be the senior that's been here the longest.
Nah.
Isn't that right?
Nah, I think it's Lane not a senior.
Yeah, he's not going through
it. I'm probably the only senior because I was here last year, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm the only one. I'm not that old, though.
Really old,
not
yeah.
That old.
What do you need to do? I've mentioned this to Jeremy, too. I mean, you guys have been right there.
Uh-huh.
What do y'all need to do to kind of get over the hump and get that win?
I feel like it's just it's not even last play or last minute stuff that happened in the game. I feel like it's during the game or for example, the last 10 minutes of the first half and stuff like that. And then, I feel like we dug ourselves a hole, against Cincinnati and, trying to build ourselves back out that hole, which is very hard. We beat them second half, but we dug our hole too deep in the first half, so it was just hard to come back and win. So, just focus on them next plays, just the little things and the details.
In the second half, there were a lot of things y'all did really well. Mm-hmm. And Scott mentioned it after the game. He was like, that's the team I want us to be. What are the things that y'all did well that you can kind of lean into and build on?
Mm-hmm. Really just ball movement, ball movement on the offensive end and then defending well without fouling, just rebounding as well. I feel like we did a good job rebounding, getting out in transition, everybody getting the ball and stuff. So, yeah, we just got to – I feel like we just been a second-half team. We just got to put both halves together and be a 40-minute team. We'll be okay.
how tough has it been on Norchad being like the only big guy out there, and how much are y'all trying to kind of help him? Just obviously all going to the boards and stuff like that.
It's been very tough for him. I can tell just, with the amount of work that he's put in and everything, just the workload that, that he's had when Josh is out. So he has to rebound. He got to be, intimidator on the defensive end and our rim protector, and he got to score as well. So, and we don't need him in foul trouble. So I just remind him every game, just don't foul, or just try not to foul. So we don't want you fouling out for sure. So, yeah.
Thanks, Jayden.
Thank you.